What's up? I'm Jack.
And I'm Will.
And this is the Job Experiment.
After Dark.
Halloween edition.
Yeah.
Posted one day early.
We're just going to keep adding on, to the titles. It's going to be, I know, being, super long.
Dude, yeah, I mean, there's a good chance of that.
Yeah.
Because, imagine if you were, cigars and coffee, then you name, the, super long Nicaraguan name of the cigar,
Yeah.
and then you're, with dark and stormy ginger beer with Kraken rum. It's geez, dude.
Because the last episode I posted was the JXP After Dark 2. And we had, a title I was going to use, but I was like, that's just going to be too long.
What was the title you were going to use for that?
I forgot. But there was something we did specifically. Oh, no, it was just, what we were drinking. I was going to put that in the title.
But that one was, we drank 2 different beers.
Yeah.
So that would have been,
Well, it was going to be called craft beer. That's what it was.
Oh.
Because that kind of sums it all up. Because
Yeah.
I was drinking a sour and you were drinking an IPA. That's craft beer.
Yeah.
But it was because I always do the episode number first, and then the title,
right.
And of course it's JXP After Dark 2, and then to add on to it, it'd just be way too long.
Yeah,
So.
I feel like for the After Dark, you could just be JXP After Dark 2, 3, 4, whatever.
Yeah, that's
maybe
what
for
I'm
this
gonna
one you do JXP After Dark Halloween.
Yeah,
Maybe
because
don't
this is
number
specific.
it.
Yeah, that's what
I
I was
don't
thinking. Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, we're figuring it out as we go, obviously.
So this is After Dark, which means it's
Halloween.
the adult edition. So today I told Jack about my favorite fall drink this year.
Well, you didn't really tell me anything about it at first. Over the phone, you were just kind of yeah, I got this drink.
Yeah.
It's alcoholic.
Because when you break it down, it sounds kind of lame.
Yeah.
I don't have it. There's no name for it.
Honestly, I thought there was going to be more that went into this.
Right.
It's
And
literally
that's the
two
thing.
things.
It's 2 things.
Yeah.
And maybe if I wanted to be fancy, I could be yeah, you need a glass. You need 3 cubes of ice.
I thought you were going to do at least a dash of cinnamon on top.
Dude, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll have to add that in. But I told you I haven't quite figured it out. This is... So, what was presented to me was just okay, so it's apple cider with Smirnoff, but it's the caramel flavored Smirnoff.
Caramel if you're American.
Caramel.
Caramel.
We've gotten in this argument countless times.
And I've heard you order a caramel macchiato at Starbucks and say it caramel, not caramel, but I've also heard you say it the other way, caramel.
I think it's
You
because
switch
I
back
was
and forth.
raised both.
That's just bizarre.
My dad probably says
Caramel.
Yeah. And I'm sure my mom says caramel.
I think that's what it is, yeah.
Because she's British and she was raised in Canada. This used to happen to me when I was in school. I asked my teacher if I could go to the washroom. And they
What's
looked
a
at me
washroom?
like I had 3 heads. They're like, what?
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
made me feel okay, this is the redneck asking, can I go to the washroom? And you are the English teacher, and you know what that means? We have a problem. It's a real problem. I'm failing your class right now. And you have 3 degrees.
Right.
And I know the true English language better than you.
Did you say that to them?
I don't
You just sat them down and gave them that lecture.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Gotta put them in their place.
Pretty gutsy.
No.
But I've been trying to figure out the ratio of this. Because it's well, how much do you do to get the right apple, caramel, the ratio?
The right amount of alcohol. Yeah.
But you need the ratio because otherwise it's too much caramel.
Yeah, of course.
Or not enough. And then the cinnamon thing, that's a good idea.
Honestly, that might make it worse. I don't know.
Or
I think it
maybe
would look better.
Brown sugar on the edge of your glass.
Yeah, you can do that.
That sounds really good.
You know what they do for that is they take honey and they take the glass and they roll it in the honey to coat it, and then they do that. They'll take a thing of sugar or whatever and they'll put it in there.
Wait, that's how they get the stick?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense though. I was what do they do? Do they warm up the sugar to get it to stick? Do they do that with the salt too? Because they do salt for...
No, well, it wouldn't be honey, but something that would make it stick. I don't know. Some sort of syrup.
Maple syrup.
Probably not, but yeah. That would be a good fall drink too. Something with maple syrup in it.
Dude, what if you did maple syrup and brown sugar on the outside? Dripping down a little
You might be
bit.
onto something with that.
And then you get the cinnamon in there. This is going to be quite the drink.
Yeah.
We might have to do an episode 2.
Yeah. How to get diabetes in a cup.
I'm a pro.
Just sugar everywhere. Yeah, no, but this is like really good. And it's literally just 2 things. Apple cider and smeared off caramel.
It's so interesting.
But your ratio was like 50-50. Which, when you were pouring it, I was like, whoa, this is going to be like, you're going to taste the alcohol like immediately, but you can't even taste it.
Which is
you just get the caramel flavor from the smeared off.
Great. And extremely dangerous.
Yeah, no, that's dangerous. Because you can't taste it.
This is now officially my grandma's favorite drink.
It's phenomenal.
I make it for her when she comes over. She loves it.
Yeah. So how'd you even hear about this?
So, I'm going to have to let some people in on some family secret here.
Whoa.
We had a birthday party. A family birthday party. For my niece. And...
Why are you being so weird about this?
Because this is going on the internet.
Oh, shoot.
Ian and Olivia.
Okay.
Well, Ian came up to me and he's like, hey, I got something in the cupboard above Isaac's stove. That was a flask or whatever. He's like, put it in your apple cider. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, sweet, this is a party. Sweet, this is awesome. And Isaac was like, did you get it? And I'm like, not yet. And I'm like getting over there and I put in my red Solo cup or whatever, and I have no idea how much to put in. So I started with my ratio of 25-75 probably. Which slowly through the night increased to about 50-50. And it's delicious. Yeah. And that's when my grandma first had it too.
So why was it such a big secret if it really didn't matter if everybody was drinking it?
Well, not everybody was.
Oh, gotcha.
Not everybody even knew it was there.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, makes sense.
But it made the party really enjoyable for the people that did. Because it was a delicious drink.
Of course.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
So, there's my secret.
Yeah, it's funny. And there's probably people listening or watching, and they're probably like, what? They just don't understand. But, for me and you, when it comes to some of our family members, they're kind of weird around alcohol, so we kind of...
Yeah.
You gotta work around that and be a little secretive sometimes.
That's how you come up with great drink ideas.
Yeah, seriously. That was genius, because this is so good.
Yeah. And it's you can't even tell if it's in a glass like this.
Yeah, so if you're listening to this right now, go back and listen to the episode with Ian, because he's responsible for this amazing drink. And we have an episode out with him, so...
Yeah, he's...
Check it out. For sure.
So then, obviously, I'm a lot different. So, when we had a birthday party here, Ian brought a whole bottle for me.
And you weren't hiding it, you were just pouring it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
I had it in my room. So it was I think your mom had some.
Okay.
Which is awesome. With my grandma. In my bedroom.
Nice.
It's kind of weird.
It is kind of funny you had to be that secretive.
Yeah. You know how it goes.
I know how it goes. Yep.
So anyways, there was something that happened a few weeks ago after our recording.
Yeah.
And it was terrifying.
For you, but
You were scared.
No, I was not scared. I was just
You were petrified.
No. I was just why are you so worried about this? It's not a big deal.
Okay.
But you were really shaken up about it.
Okay. 3 things. It was a full moon that night.
Okay.
My house number is 666.
Okay.
My cat was getting attacked by an all-black cat with yellow eyes that could burn the sun to the ground.
What does that mean?
They were brighter than the sun.
Okay.
On the sunniest day of sunny days, you could see this cat's eyes in the woods. Just So anyways, we're carrying out all of our equipment.
Right. Because we're leaving. I'm leaving from the episode we just recorded.
And it's 11:30 at night.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was stoked because I had a rain day the next day already. I already knew.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, sweet, no work tomorrow. Yeah, buddy. Those days are over. But I'll tell that story in a minute. So anyways, I open the door and we hear like fight hissing
and meowing underneath your car.
And I was like, what's wrong with my cat? Like, what the heck is my cat doing? So I have a cat that's like indoors and outdoors. And it like kills stuff and it's great and it's like kind of cuddly, but it does its own thing. It's like the ideal situation for a cat. I'll go like a day or two without seeing it, and then it'll be around, it'll sleep around, and then it'll show up as like a chipmunk or something.
Ideal situation for you because you do not like cats.
I hate cats.
Right.
But it kills stuff, which I think is great, and now he's got a whole house and a bunch of woods and fields that he stays super busy, and then when he's home, he just sleeps because he's like worn out. It's great. And he plays with my dog, which is awesome.
Pretty low maintenance.
Very low maintenance. So, I'm like, what's wrong with my cat? Like, what the heck? And I'm like looking under your car, and I was like, that's not my cat. Like, that's weird. So then I'm like trying to get my cat away from this other cat, and I like open the door, and my cat bolts in, and then this black, mangy looking thing runs into my house. Into my house.
And I just look over and I look at your face and you're just like, bro, what do I do? This is literally what you were saying. What do I do?
I was prepared to shoot it in the house.
No, you were not.
You were the
one that was petrified.
I thought the Glock was going to come out and we were going to be popping this thing in the living room.
Yeah. You were like scared of that thing. So
I wasn't going to touch it.
So I had to go in there and try to get it out there. But then it ran under your like wine cabinet or whatever. Will was like throwing shoes at it, like trying to get it out the house. Finally ran out. I don't even remember how we got it out.
I got the broom, remember? I was like getting it out of the house.
Yeah. Get. And then it ran away into the night.
Then it ran away.
We never saw it.
And then, 2 days later,
it showed up again.
I told Nikki, I'm like, if I see that freaking thing, I'm shooting it because it came near my family.
Okay, and by the way, when you say there was a mangy black cat that comes in, it's not like it looked like a rabid animal. Like, it was not that mangy. It looked like a regular, like, cat. It wasn't anything dangerous, but Will's scared of cats, so, you know. But yeah, continue.
It was demonic.
So you told Nikki you were going to shoot it.
And she was like, oh, I don't know if we should do that. Like, we just moved here. Like, what if it's our neighbor's cat?
Right.
I'm like,
well, and I even mentioned that too, because you were saying that the night that I was there, and I was like, well, dude, there's no collar on it. Technically, if the cat is on your property, there's no collar on it, you can do whatever you want.
Right, but my cat doesn't wear a collar either, so it's like...
Well, that's on you.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's the same thing. If your cat goes into somebody else's yard and they kill it, I mean, that's your fault if you didn't put a collar on it.
I wouldn't care. Like,
well, that too.
Stuff happens, I understand.
Yeah.
It's a tough life out there. Anyways, so, like, kind of weird. I see the cat. So this cat like had an obsession with my cat, and my cat was like not about it. Like,
yeah, he's kind of scared of it.
Yeah, so like it cornered my cat on my deck, and my cat was like meowing, and the cat was like moving in on him and stuff, and I'm like, what the heck? So I grabbed the .22, and I walk out there, and then all of a sudden my buddy's there, Aaron. He's like just standing in my yard because we were gonna go check trail cams. And he's like, what are you doing, dude? And then I was like, I was going to shoot this cat. I had the barrel point right at its head. Like, and he was like, what? And he's like, what if that's your neighbor's cat? And I'm like, bro, I do not care. I was like, this thing needs to go. It's attacking my animals. Gone. He's like, well, we got to go check trail cams. I'm like, all right, dude, whatever. Let's go check trail cams. So I put the gun away, whatever. And we go check trail cams. A couple days later, me and my buddy are going to go hang a tree stand. And he came over to my house. And Nikki comes running out of the house. She's like, it's back. It's back. I'm like, I go grab my .22, walk outside. And it's just like sitting in the corner of my yard. And it's a super sunny day. and its golden eyes were just like on fire, just like, and
What happened next?
I think my scope was a little bit off because I aimed right at its head. Okay.
Okay.
And it I shot and then it jogged off and it was totally fine. I never hit it. And I'm like, that's weird. Like my scope's like dead nuts. Like what's going on? And then it ran a little bit farther. And then I adjusted my scope. It was on like number 7 or something for like super far. So I was like, oh, it's just messed up. So I turned it down to like 3 or whatever. Put it right on the, right here. And the rest is history, bro.
Adios.
Yep. And I removed it from the premises. And it turns, okay. And then the story gets really interesting after that. So I didn't tell Jack this part. I was like... So then, a couple days later,
Your
after
neighbor
this,
comes up to your house? Oh,
a neighbor that I haven't met, like, down the road, pulls in to our driveway and introduces herself. And she's like, hey, my name is... I don't remember her name. And she's like, did you guys just move here? We're like, yeah. She's like, this is so great. A young family moving in. She's, like, older, has her, like, grandkids and stuff. Like, they're not with her, but she's, like, takes care of her grandkids during the day. She's, like, telling us. And then she's telling us that she has, like, a dog, and her husband, like, still works, like, part-time or whatever. And
they have a black cat.
No. Then she goes, do you have a black cat? And I'm like, no. We have a tiger striped cat. Like, everything's good or whatever. And she's like, oh, I saw, like, a kind of a really messed up black cat. And she's like, if it comes back... She pauses. And I'm thinking, like, she's going to say she's going to shoot it. And I'm like, this is great. We can hit it off. And I'm like, all right, took care of it. No problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then she goes, if it comes back, I'm going to take care of it and take it to the vet. And I'm like, oh, that's wonderful.
Oh,
and she's like, have you seen it? I'm like,
no.
saw it one time, never saw it again. She's like, oh, okay.
Oh, my goodness.
But there's another whole side of this story.
Yeah.
Found where the black cat came from.
Where did it come from?
That water tower over there where all those cats get dropped off.
Oh, didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's not that far from here. It's only a couple miles, and apparently cats travel really far. Like, they'll hunt for, like, days, and then they go back to their, like...
Why do people drop them off?
And it's called it's called their feline community or something. That's, like, what the terminology is. And, well, they were originally dropped off. Now there's just, like, 1 million black cats over there. And the chick that lives right next to the water tower, like, feeds them all. And my buddy lives, like, 4 houses down. And when they walk in his backyard, he removes them from the
He removes them.
And you know that lead operator at Federico, Danny Jones, that I told you about? He's in the Riga Facebook page. And now I'm part of the Riga Facebook page. Yeah, and he went on a freaking tangent about that place. He was like, who the flip has all these freaking black cats and keeps feeding them? They're freaking scum of society.
Why are they all black?
He's like, if they're freaking still there, I'm going to kill them all. Like, in the Riga group, and everybody's like, you're a terrible human being. And I'm over here like, yeah, I already shot one. I'll shoot more. Right. Trust me.
Oh, my goodness.
If I see a black cat with yellow eyes, gone.
That is terrifying. You see a black cat anytime, it's disturbing.
Especially if your house 6 full moon, done.
Yeah. Well, whose fault is that? You moved into a house with 666.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Anyways, super messed up. Hasn't been an issue since. But that's my Halloween story.
Pretty funny. And I didn't believe you at first because you were like, bro, I finally shot the cat. And I was like,
yeah.
Okay,
luckily, one of our mutual buddies took a video of me shooting it. So.
Well, not of you shooting it, just you standing over the limp body.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a very short video, but yeah, I was like, dang, you actually did it. Respect.
Yeah, sweet.
It's pretty funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why you hate cats so much, but it is pretty funny. Like, you cannot stand them.
Zero patience. I love dogs. I love horses.
That one day when you
I
told
like chickens. I hate cats.
When you picked up the 2 cats at the other place, I was like,
Nikki
what?
did.
Yeah,
and Nikki doesn't like cats either.
But for the first like 2 weeks, you were like really into it. You were like, oh, these cats are so cuddly. I love these little things. And then now it's just like, no, I hate all cats.
That's because when they're kittens, it's like whatever. Like they like hide under dressers and stuff, and it's like kind of cute, and they like sleep on your lap and blah blah blah. But then
They turn into monsters.
well, then there's this phase where they like have tons of energy and they don't know how to use it, and then they're just like all over you, and it's like get off me, and you throw them down the stairs, and they still come back, and it's like what the heck? It's terrible.
Yeah, hey PETA, if you're watching this,
I mean, if PETA's watching anything that I post, they are not a fan of anything.
yeah, I am not associated with this man over here.
I'm not associated with PETA, the freaking tool bags. One of the most unconstitutional organizations out there. Bunch of vegans.
And that is a hot take from Will.
Is Grace a PETA member?
No. Oh my goodness. No.
We love you, Grace.
Have you seen like their like magazines and stuff that they send out to people? Like it's
Do you
like
think they send them to me?
well no, but you see them online and stuff. It's like super graphic. Like they want you to feel
Really?
bad for like every animal ever.
Is
Like
Cameron Haynes in it?
no.
He does hashtag PETA for like all of his elk kills.
Oh my goodness.
So does Joe Rogan. Every time he cuts up an elk thing, he's
Hashtag
like,
PETA.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, but you know what are you gonna do? That's just the world we live in.
Wow, dude, that's so good.
It is.
What's your best Halloween story?
I don't really have any like crazy Halloween stuff.
Nothing happened crazy in scuba diving school when you were down there?
Actually, I was there for Halloween.
Yeah, I know.
That is true. There was like some people that like tried to dress up or whatever, but no, nothing crazy.
I can't imagine. Like, you guys were probably busy with, like, school. Like, diving and stuff.
Yeah, because
so, like,
I started the beginning of October. Like, October, like, 4th or whatever. So, like, at that point, it's only, like, a month in. So I'm, like, in the zone. Like, I got to take this very seriously. I didn't realize, you know, the schooling aspect of it is a joke. But
oh, really? Like, the paperwork part of it was pretty easy?
yeah, it's like we take tests. But then if you do bad on the test, the instructor's like, oh yeah, so like, well, we're going to go over this test again and just make sure everybody knows what their answers are or whatever. And then like the people that like failed the test or whatever, they have the test still, so they just fix their answers and then they...
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
That's the diving industry.
That's my kind of school.
It was a complete joke. Yeah. But it makes sense because it's a blue-collar job, so it's all hands-on.
Well, yeah, dude. I took, like, an aptitude test to be an HVAC tech.
Mm-hmm.
And I did well on it, but I didn't finish it because it was super... They literally told me this after. They time it, and it's 50 questions in 10 minutes.
What? Not possible.
And they're like, some of them are like math problems, some of them are like, oh, if this thing doesn't work, then what would you check next? Like, kind of question.
Yeah.
Very technical. It's like, you can't just, like, pull that out of nowhere. Then I got half the test done. And I was like, oh my goodness.
Some of those tests, that is the point of them. You're not allowed to finish them. Like,
yeah,
you're supposed
I had no
to
idea.
struggle.
I was freaking stressed out. I probably got more answers done if there wasn't a freaking timer at the top being like, 43 seconds left. I'm like, oh my goodness.
That is funny with you. You are... Because that one time I pulled up the clock, I think it was last season, I had, like, my laptop open, I had, like, just a giant stopwatch running, so we could see, like, how long we've been recording. Will did not like that. He was like, after we were done and we had wrapped on the episode and we turned it off, Will was like, dude, the whole time I thought there was a bomb that was going to go off somewhere.
Dude, I do not
like,
do
what?
well with that. Like, there was another...
I don't know what it is, but yeah, you don't like timers.
Dude, this was terrible. The CDL permit test, okay? It's pretty difficult, and it's like... It's a lot... Like, most people are like, oh, do they ask you what a stop sign means? And it's nothing like that. It's like, how does an air brake system work?
Yeah.
And how many feet do you have to stop in a pouring down rainstorm with 50-mile-per-hour winds with this heavy of a load? Like,
Dang.
stupid questions
Some
like that.
math stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and just like all the answers are close to like the right one, and they actually are all right answers, but it depends on like the way they phrase the question. Stupid stuff like that. So it's like 50 questions, and at the so first off, there's a time. It's like timed. It's like 25 minutes, I think, and the timer's at the top right corner, and then it tells you at the beginning test. And it says in bold at the bottom of every page, it says, your maximum amount wrong is 10, and as soon as you reach the maximum wrong, the test is over.
Oh, wow.
So every time you hit next, it says, are you sure you want to proceed? This may be...
Too much pressure for Will.
This may be the question to end the test.
It tells you that every time?
Yes, every single time. And then at the bottom and the top, it says in bold... maximum number wrong is 10. You will not be able to finish the test. It'll just end.
Oh,
and I actually failed the first time.
Yeah.
That stressed me out so bad, and I knew the right answers. I was just...
Yeah,
so I talked to the DMV people, and I'm like, can I retake it right now? And they're like, yeah, no problem. So I retook it or whatever, but I was like trying to block out like those being there, and then like just hitting okay, like I know this is the right answer. Like, super jacked me up. Like, bad. But I was never a good test taker in school either. I always did better on, like, written stuff. Like, short answer stuff. And, like, even essays I did better on then. As long as I could type the essay.
Right.
My handwriting was terrible.
Yeah, I hated English class for that reason. I just hated writing. Just anytime you had to write something by hand, I was just like, ugh.
I did pretty well in English just because I like to read. And I'm really good at, like, listening to, like, I can, like, skim through something and just pull out, like, key details and then just, like, answer.
Yeah, you're a good reader. Really like, you know, like, what to pick up and what not to worry about. That's true.
I never had that problem, but it was always, like, like, math and science I always did really bad with.
Yeah.
But I think it's because they had they had testing on, like, the, like, where they were, like just,
all the Regents exams in high school.
I hated that stuff.
Yeah. You get, like, 4 hours to do the test.
Dude. So, like, Becca had to take, my sister took IB courses or whatever, but they still have to take the Regents exams.
Yeah.
And she studied pretty hard for the Regents exam. Dude, I didn't even know when the Regents exam was. I just went to school. And I took it, and I got a higher grade than all my siblings.
That's hilarious.
Until Faith.
Wow. First one.
Yeah, I had a 92. And Caleb got like a 90 or 91, and Becca got like an 89. And what's crazy is I didn't even write the essay at the end.
What?
I literally, because they were like, if you get all the multiple choice and short answer correct, it's an A.
Right. And you're like, that's all I needed to hear.
I was like, sweet. I was like, I already know that this is all correct. And I got perfect on multiple choice and short answer. And my teacher was like, you sure don't want to write the essay? I'm like, no, I don't feel like it. I'm tired. She was like really upset, bro.
I'm going to go across the street and get a plate.
She literally came to my house because she was kind of like, not a family friend, but like more of like,
yeah,
like when you were from outside of school, she lived around the corner from our house. So she was like driving by, home from Wegmans, and she was like, I had to tell you, like, you scored the highest grade in your class or whatever, one of the highest grades in your class. And she's like, that's crazy, because I didn't even study. Not that I did not just study, annoying. I didn't even know, dude. I didn't even know it was the Regents Day. Like, they're lucky I was even in class.
you showed up with all your books and everything ready to learn. They're like, the Regents exam will begin. And
I was like,
oh, okay.
Yeah, you remember when they said that stuff?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm like, of course. Dude, I don't even think I cared. I was just like, oh, okay. Like, cool.
Yet again, Will gets lucky. Shocker, right? As we've talked about several times on this podcast. It's not fair.
Bro.
Crazy.
I get lucky a lot.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed a little Halloween episode. Thanks for the drinks, Will.
No problem.
Great little recipe. Definitely check that out for yourself. But yeah, it's been another episode of the Job Experiment. Out.
Out.